Hi there, welcome to my video. Today I'm going to be using 140-pound paper to make a mixed media card. I did use this little edging tool to kind of snip the edges to make it a little rounded because I'm going to eventually put it on a greeting card, so I wanted it to look a little more finished. So these are the greeting cards that I'm using. They are watercolor paper, and I got them from Michael's. It is a pre-scored set with the card and the envelope. They're really useful, and I love making cards with them. I am going to use this stamp to create a focal point. The idea is to just kind of use this stamp in the beginning to create an area to work around. Kind of gives me a little inspiration and provides a jumping point rather than starting with a blank paper. So I'm using Stays On black ink. And just pushing down real hard to get a good imprint. I'm not going to worry too much about painting over this because the Stays On ink is permanent. So you can put watercolor, acrylics, anything on top of it. So I am using these metallic watercolors today that I received from Lightwish a while ago. I did do a video about it. I'll link it right up here if you want to see a review. And they're really pretty. They have some really nice colors. They come out differently. So I'm just wetting them with a little spray bottle with water to activate them. And it provides a little bit more of a vibrant color when you kind of wet them first rather than just going in with a wet brush. So these 6 up top are kind of secret ninja watercolors because they come out a little different than they look like in the pan, but they're just interesting to play with and experiment with. These are a little lighter than I wanted, especially this blue one. It came out a little gray, so I just erased it. So I wanted to get a little bit more vibrant color, which the rectangular ones are a little more interesting as far as depth of color goes. So I'm not really thinking too much about what I'm doing at this point. This is kind of the first layer of just playing and having fun and using the different colors and kind of just creating a nice backdrop to put everything on top of. I think that's one of my favorite parts of mixed media is just the play that happens, just kind of having fun with it and experimenting, trying new color combinations, seeing what goes together, and then also making mistakes and learning from them, understanding what works as much as what doesn't work. So you could see you could paint right over that Stays On ink and it doesn't budge, which is really nice. It's not fun getting it off your fingers, but it's great for projects to kind of create spots where you don't want any of that ink to go anywhere. So just creating that soft background, and I dabbed it a little just to kind of get rid of the excess. I did let that dry just for a few minutes because I wanted the paper to be stronger when I went on top of it with some acrylics. So this is acrylic ink that I'm using. It's called Pink Rose. And I'm just putting a little bit on top of a stencil. I wanted to experiment with using the stencil as a little bit of a stamp. So I'm kind of going in heavy, as heavy as I can on that thin of a stencil, and trying to do it quickly so that none of it dries. And all you do is just push it right on top of the paper. I try not to move it because I don't want it to get kind of blurry when I pull it up. So the paper towel is two purposes. It kind of creates pressure to push down the stamp, and it also mops up any excess in between the dots. So doing it again. And it kind of creates an interesting background. Now this is distressed ink, the next one that I'm using. I wanted to try this out. Just kind of rubbing it on the stencil, and then I activate it a little more with some water, just a little spritz of water. If you're going to use it this way, you have to be careful not to use too much water because then it gets really messy and sloppy on your paper. So just using that same technique, pushing down, trying not to move it. And you can kind of see the X's in there. It is a little sloppier than the pink ink, but I do like how it comes out. I know sometimes when we get to this point in creating, it can kind of be like, oh boy, where is this going? And how's it going to turn out? And what am I doing? But I try to remind myself that it's all a big experiment. You know, I'm not creating something that can't be changed. And also, it's just fun to play and not get too caught up in the final product. I find usually when I loosen up and just let go, it comes out much better than if I'm trying to create a specific result. So these are the Derwent Inktense pencils, and they're really beautiful to use both dry and wet. You can kind of create a certain shape or a certain, I don't know, pattern, and then you can just wet it with the paintbrush and it will kind of create a little bit more of a watercolor effect. Or you could just leave them dry. Really versatile. So I just wanted to show you a few of the stamps that I'm using in this project. This one is just kind of cursive writing. I don't even know what it says. It's kind of nonsense, but it looks pretty when you stamp. And then these are just like little beads, just a string of beads. And then here is a number stamp that I use a lot. It's a lot of fun. You could use different numbers. You know, you don't have to use the whole stamp. And then this is kind of like a little bit of a mathematical equation or something. I just like how it looked. So I did use those stamps and I forgot to press record. So I just wanted to show you what I used and just kind of pushed them around, you know, nothing real fancy, just put them right on the paper. So these are some jelly prints that I made that I was looking to use as the focal point, a layer on top of it. And I'm just kind of trying to see if the colors will work with it. That bright pink is kind of tricky to match or to at least kind of coordinate with. So I figured this one might be good with the green and the pink. So what I do is just stamp right on top of the jelly print. This is a great way to repurpose your jelly prints if you don't know what to do with them. You can create collage fodder with them. And you can kind of see, trying to figure out the color scenario that will look good with it. So I wasn't really sure about that with the yellow and the green, so I wanted to try again with the pink. kind of get the pink involved. And that one had a better stamp as well. So I'm just going to fussy cut this, cut right around it so that it can lie on top of the actual original print. And it creates like kind of a different dimension with the piece, which you'll see at the end. I really like it. I am using a Tombow glue stick to adhere it to the card. I find that with thinner things like this is basically just copy paper, the glue stick works really well. Because I think sometimes when I use the matte medium or the satin medium, it can be a little heavy for it. So I'm just matching up where I originally stamped. Since it's an exact replica, so it's real easy to do that. And you can kind of see the different colors from the jelly print, which I think worked out really well. So this is the beaded stamp that I just kind of added a little more detail to in the corner. I felt a little empty over there. So just adding more depth and kind of playing with the different layers. This is Ranger Inks Fern Green that I'm using for the stamp pad. It's just enough that it's not really light. It's not like black, but it's also not like a real light green. So it adds a interesting dimension to it. And using stamps is a really fun way to add more detail without a big commitment. So it's fun to play around with them. So here is the card. Here are the details you could see up close. And this really didn't take that long to make. Pretty easy. It would be a fun little thing to use either in a journal or I'm going to use it on a greeting card. But you could use it for a lot of different things. So just pushing down hard, making sure it really sticks with the glue stick. I could have used some medium with this one, but it dried pretty fast. And then I'm just putting a little line to draw attention to the card, give it a little bit more of a finished look right on the outside. And this is a micron pen that I'm using. These are great because they are steadfast as far as color goes as well. So here it is. Very easy way to make a really thoughtful greeting card or journal insert, and a lot of fun to make. So thanks so much for joining me today. If you enjoyed this video, I'm going to show you another one just like it right here, and I hope to see you again soon.